Yes, children, so the next topic that we have to cover is domestic electric circuit. So far, whatever we had covered were the basics which we actually require to understand how exactly a domestic electric circuit works. So now let's see what exactly is it, how to draw the diagram for it, okay? So now the first thing that I have drawn is the electric pole or the power station from where you're getting the electricity. Now, if you remember, we had discussed about three types of wire: live wire, neutral wire, and earth wire. Now we'll see practically how these wires are moving ahead and what are the basic components which are required in a domestic electric circuit. So first of all, let's see what we have over here. First we have an electric pole from where we are getting the electricity. Then we have electricity board fuse, which is provided by the electricity board itself. Then we have electric meter that you all must have seen. If you are living in an apartment, you must have seen that it is in the parking area. There is a particular place where there is an electric meter for each and every apartment. Then there is a main switch, comes distribution box, and these are basically the rooms that I have shown with the help of two sockets. Fine. Now we all know that we have parallel circuit, domestic circuit. As far as this is concerned, what kind of arrangement do we have? We have parallel arrangement for domestic electric circuit. That is, I have taken two sockets which are attached one after the other. Okay, so now let's see how it is happening. The electric pole is providing two wires to us. The first wire is the live wire, which is also known as phase wire, if you all remember, and this is a wire that gives you the 220 volt on which our appliances are actually working. So what you have to take care is that this live wire should pass through this electricity board fuse. Okay, fuse only has to be attached with the live wire. So this is a live wire that I have taken, and then it is entering into the electric meter, wherein the electric meter will calculate the units that you have consumed, and on the basis of which only you get the electricity bill as well. After this comes the main switch. Now see, live wire is again entering into the main switch, completing the circuit and going into the distribution box. So till now what we have seen over here is that the live wire is actually the first wire which is taken, and it is passing through all the things that we have in a domestic electric circuit. After that we are going to take the neutral wire. Neutral wire will not enter into the fuse because neutral wire does not contain any amount of electricity in it. It is always at zero potential. Let's see how it is and why we have done it. So this will enter into the electricity meter. So this is the meter where we have entered is. This also will enter into the main switch, and then it will go towards the distribution box. Okay, now see, one thing you have to pay attention over here, that this neutral wire that I have taken, I have grounded this wire at this point itself. Again, go back to the previous video where we had talked about that neutral wire is actually the return wire, and it should always be at zero potential. And how we are going to keep it at zero potential always? By connecting it with the ground at the source. Source means from where the electricity we are taking, from where the electricity has started moving. That's the source. Fine. So till now live wire is entering all these things, the neutral wire is entering all these things. Now we have to see, if again go back to the socket structure there we had talked about, that these two, the smaller pins, are actually for live wire and neutral wire. Similarly, this is for live wire, this is for neutral wire. So while drawing the diagram you have to take care that live wire enters into this hole of the socket, and neutral wire enters into the other one. So this is how the neutral wire will enter. Now here in this circuit what we have seen, that there is no earth wire as such till now, what we have done. So earth wire comes outside the circuit, it will come outside the domestic circuit, and it will directly enter into this bigger holes of the socket, because we already had talked that the bigger holes means the bigger length of the plug, as I had shown you in the previous video. This will enter into this hole of the socket, and it will be earth before the contact is made between live and neutral wire, so that if there is any extra amount of current, it will directly go down to the earth. Fine. So let's see, electricity pole or electric pole is providing you the electricity. Live wire, which is at 220 volt always, is taking up all the current. So first here is electricity board fuse. This is a fuse that the electricity board itself provides. So the board itself from their end is trying not to give you any extra amount of current. So this is the electricity board fuse. After this comes the electricity meter. You must have seen that there is a circular ring in the electricity meter that keeps on rotating, and this rotating ring will give you the readings, and on the basis of the readings the electricity bill comes. Again, go back to the first chapter wherein we had talked about power, if you all remember. So power equals to what? Work done upon time, or work done is equivalent to energy. So if you want to calculate the energy that you have consumed, electrical energy, the formula becomes energy equals to power into time. So whatever electricity bill you are getting of your home is basically based on this formula and calculated by this ring which is present in the electric meter. But then comes the main switch. This is a very important part. Before it is distributed in our homes, this distribution box is going to distribute the wiring in our homes. So before this distribution occurs, there is one more switch which is known as main switch. So if you want ki electricity is there, electricity board is giving you the electricity, but because of anything, suppose you are having some arrangement in your home, or there is some problem that has happened in at your friend, so you want that electricity should not enter unless the things are corrected by some electrician. So what you're going to do, you're going to switch off the main switch. This connection you will break down, and there won't be any electricity which will be entering into your house. But if this is there, this is the main switch which again will provide the wiring system to your distribution box. Through distribution box it will enter into your rooms, and here with the help of sockets, I have only shown 2 rooms. In your textbook maybe they have 3 or 4 sockets they have shown. So basically minimum you have to draw 2 in order to show the parallel arrangement. And one more thing you have to take care is that make sure that live wire is entering into the correct hole of the socket, and neutral wire is entering into the correct one, and earth wire should come from outside. Here you have to show it this way because these 2 wires are not in contact with each other. So the earth wire should enter the bigger hole over here. So this is what the domestic electric circuit is at our level. I hope you all are clear with this. Now once we have understood that what exactly are the cables, we know what is a fuse. Now we also know that how the electricity is being provided to you. There are 2 more terms which are very important for you all to know is short circuiting and overloading. Very important terms to understand. And overloading. Now this term, we'll start with overloading first. Overloading means you have overloaded something. The word itself is telling you. Now if from one point, suppose this is that switch from where you're getting the electricity, these are the switches and this is the socket. Normally this is the kind of arrangement we have in each and every room. Fine. Now with this main board, what you have done with this socket, you have an arrangement of your desktop. With that you have speakers, okay, then you have other setups also, maybe you have stereo system along with it, okay. So suppose all these things are attached at one particular point because there is only one board in that particular room. So what we normally do, what we have a tendency to do is we take an extension box. Now I hope you all know what is an extension box. It's a box that comes with different it is like this. I'll show you. It is somewhat like this. It comes in the round form. It comes in a form of a rectangle. So here there are 5 socket thing, then here 2, then here 2, here 2, and then there is a switch. Fine. So it means this extension box is basically providing you many points to attach different appliances to it. So what we normally do, we attach all these things from a main board, a single board wherein you have attached an extension box, and with this you have multiple systems attached. Now you all can imagine that it was only one point. It was supposed to give 5 ampere or 15 ampere of current. But what you have done, you have attached so many appliances to it, and these all appliances are extracting so much of current, so much large amount of current, because of which it leads to overheating. Heating effect of electric current, we all know, whenever there is excess amount of current, H equals to I square RT. Following this, because the amount of current has been increased from this particular a single point, it will lead to overheating and may lead to fire as well, okay. So this was overloading. You all had done it in your 7th standard also. Talking about short circuiting, this concept also we had discussed actually in our first chapter, where I had told you that suppose what exactly is it? We'll talk about the domestic circuit short circuiting afterwards, but let's see what exactly the concept of short circuiting is. Now suppose this is a cell, this is a positive terminal, this is a negative terminal, and you have attached a cell with a bulb. So this is a bulb. Now what will happen? It's very basic, very common thing that the current will start to flow and the bulb will start to glow. Okay. Now if I take one more wire and if I attach it somewhere over here in the middle, only a wire I have taken, no bulb, nothing I have taken. Now what will happen, what you will observe, you can do it at your home also, bacha. You don't require so many things for it. Simple wires, a small bulb, a bigger also you can take, and if you have a battery and a cell. Okay. Now what you will observe after you have this second wire attached in the middle, that the bulb will not glow. Okay. Now why it has happened? Because when the current was flowing over here in this particular wire, this wire must be having certain resistance of wire. This bulb might be having some resistance of bulb. So there is so much of resistance over here. Now this is a single wire. Now what the current will do? Current will try to take up the path where the amount of resistance is less. So if I am comparing a single wire with a wire along with the bulb, it is quite obvious that the resistance of this particular wire where none of the appliance is attached is going to be less. So current will flow from this wire and the bulb will not glow. This concept is known as short circuiting. Now let's see what happens when we have short circuiting in our domestic circuit. Okay. Now suppose this is a live wire which is bringing you the current of 5 ampere, 15 ampere at the voltage of 220 volt. Okay. And this is a neutral wire which is a return wire, which is basically completing your circuit. It is always at zero potential by grounding it at the source itself. And here we have some load. Load means any of the appliance we are taking, to make it simple. Now try and understand, because of any of the reason, now because of the sagging of the wires due to the heat of the summers, or maybe the insulation has got torn away, what will happen? The live wire, if it comes in contact with neutral wire by any case, if these two wire comes in contact with in any case, resistance of the circuit becomes negligible. If the resistance become negligible, obstruction has become very less, almost equivalent to zero. Okay, then what will happen? The amount of current will become more, or you can say the amount of current flowing in the circuit will become maximum, because the resistance has decreased. If the current has increased, what is the formula for heating effect? H equals to I square RT. Now though heating effect depends on the resistance, which we have told that is negligible, we have not taken it zero. Never the resistance of any of the conductor is going to be zero. You take best of the best conductor. Even if you will take silver, which is known as the best conductor of electricity, it also has some resistance. So resistance though has become negligible, but the amount of current has increased to so much of extent that the heating also has become maximum. Because of this thing, because of this heating effect, what happens? Fire outbreak in the circuit. It will again lead to overheating and may result in fire also. So this concept is known as short circuiting. I hope you all are clear with what exactly is the basic concept, what is the meaning of short circuiting, and in as far as our domestic circuit is concerned, there what is the meaning of short circuiting, how you are going to define it. If by any chance, by any of the fault, live and neutral wire comes in contact with each other, resistance of the circuit becomes negligible, because of which the amount of current increases, which may lead to fire outbreak, because we know what is heating effect of electric current. I hope you all are clear with this point. So let's just do a quick recap of what we have done. What are the important things to understand as far as your domestic electric circuit is concerned? You all should know what is a cable. Okay, then you all should know what is the difference between cable and wire. Then we had done three types of wire: live wire, neutral wire, and earth wire. So these wire you all should know about. Then you should be clear about socket, what exactly is socket, and what those three holes in a particular socket works like, what are these things. Then you all should know about fuse, which is an important part. Okay, fuse, electricity board is providing you fuse. We already have covered fuse in the first chapter, electricity. Then you all should be very thorough with the diagram of domestic electric circuit. You can make the diagram that I have shown you. If you want to make it more simpler, you can follow your textbook one. Then diagram of domestic circuit. Then you all should be aware about short circuiting and overloading. So these are the points that you need to cover as far as your domestic electric circuit is concerned. It starts with a voltage of 220 and 5 ampere and 15 ampere, and this is how we move ahead for domestic electric circuit. I hope everything is clear to you, but still if you have any query, any doubt, you can simply post your queries in MS Teams. Thank you, children.